Bienvenidos, queridos amigos. Aquí estamos en la oficina de nuestra alcaldesa LaToya Cantrell. Estoy con Brenda Melara porque venimos precisamente a hacerle una entrevista a ella acerca de un asunto bastante importante, ¿verdad, Brenda?
Así es. Venimos a hablar sobre el presupuesto para el año 2019 de la ciudad de New Orleans.
Tenemos preparado 4 preguntas generales para que ella nos explique un poco acerca del presupuesto. El presupuesto, como saben, es la cosa más importante, el elemento más importante para que la ciudad funcione. Y precisamente yo estoy muy intrigado por saber, cuando ella miró al presupuesto del año pasado, qué fue que vio ella, que enseguida le llamó la atención que tenía que cambiar o mejorar. Esa es una de mis preguntas.
Claro, y también hay prioridades para ella y una de esas prioridades es el desarrollo económico, o sea, los negocios aquí en la ciudad. ¿Cómo ve ella esto para el año entrante? Si ella va a proponer o apartar dinero para ayudar a los nuevos negocios o los pequeños negocios para que también ayuden a los residentes de la ciudad.
Así es. Una de sus promesas en su campaña para alcaldesa, fue precisamente erradicar las cámaras de la luz roja, que a muchos les fastidia y les molesta. Pues ella se comprometió en quitarlas, pero no las ha quitado todas. En esta propuesta, ella va a todavía mantener algunas cámaras de luz roja y queremos saber por qué, precisamente.
Así es. Y por último, le vamos a hacer una pregunta de qué tan segura se siente ella de poder trabajar con el Consejo de la Ciudad de New Orleans para que ellos le aprueben este presupuesto, porque no es ella, sino ella simplemente presenta esta propuesta a todos los miembros del Consejo y ellos son los que votan o hacen cambios y deciden si realmente pasan esta propuesta para el año 2019.
Así es. Los miembros del Consejo tienen hasta el 1 de diciembre para precisamente apoyar, aceptar y pasar esta proposición, ¿no?
Así es.
Así que el presupuesto para el año que viene, muy importante. Vamos a hablar con nuestra alcaldesa, LaToya Cantrell, para ver qué nos cuenta del presupuesto que propone ella para el año que viene. Welcome, Mayor Cantrell, to our show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us again one more time here in your office, this time to talk specifically about the budget.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have general questions. Our opening question is, you have presented your 2019 budget proposal to the New Orleans City Council. They have until December 1st to review, revise, and adopt it. When you looked at last year's budget, what stood out to you immediately that needed to be a priority or improved?
Well, what really stood out immediately is looking at public safety truly as a public health issue and looking at it holistically and comprehensively. So what I mean by that is that we have increased public safety significantly in the 2019 budget. That just doesn't rest around the New Orleans Police Department. Although we do see an increase there of over $20 million, but that goes into various projects and programming that we needed to beef up. So one example could be the Victims and Witness Protections Unit that we have not had within city government. It has been outside of government, particularly the district attorney's office has a division. But there is a real need for us to create a safe environment for victims and witnesses within city government that will ultimately result in people feeling comfortable to report crime, to report incidents, and even be able to give us more information where crime has occurred that will help us close cases and render real justice. So the need to create that safe environment is a top priority, particularly with domestic violence being it's inundating our families. And what's happening in our households, in our families, we're seeing that it's manifesting itself on the street. And so people need to feel comfortable and safe when they're reporting crime, and even families. And so that's something that will be different. In addition to that is right-sizing our courts. The criminal court, for example, had a deficit in mid-year of 2018, and we're wanting to make sure that that does not occur in 2019, that we're fully funding the criminal court, that we are even funding adequately the New Orleans Fire Department. We have shifted even capital, we have shifted general fund expenses to the capital budget, and that means usually the city would book like fleet or adding engines. They would embed it in the general fund. Well, best practices in other municipalities, that's usually built into your capital budget. So we've moved 2 engines that we're going to purchase for our fire department to the capital budget, which then frees up dollars on the general operating side for us to do even more as it relates to meeting the needs of our people. In addition to that, we have embedded in more dollars for our coroner's office, for example. That has been woefully underfunded for years. We have even improved the funding level for the district attorney's office. We were criticized for the reduction in the DA's budget for 2018, and I wanted to set the tone that I'm wanting to work with all parties that really have a focus on public safety, so that they have the tools and resources that they need, and therefore we'll have a safer city. So not trying to leave out any level or layer that's associated with public safety, but looking at it as a holistic approach. Even as relates to the Office of Youth and Families that has been created under my administration, and breaking down those silos and leveraging the resources that touch our youth, touch our families, whether it's our public libraries, our recreation centers, even folding in the health department, so that we're working again in our approach to meet the needs of people again holistically.
In your priority areas, you've included economic development, for example. Can you elaborate a little bit on that, or what are your plans for that?
Sure. Well, economic development has been a part of creating a stronger partnership with the New Orleans Business Alliance. And so that is our main anchor as it relates to economic development for the city of New Orleans. Our initiatives really do call for a more robust relationship with small businesses in terms of growing our small businesses, because we know that they're on the front lines and we'll be the first to hire people that are within our vulnerable population, some of our folks who are maybe the hardest to employ. But they take the risks clearly on the front lines more than your larger scale businesses do. But there's a need in this city to help our small businesses grow, because they are the backbone of our economy. And so I'm looking at giving them the resources that they need in ways that we really haven't in previous years, but as a way to grow jobs and to grow opportunity. Even looking at workforce development and training opportunities, we're focusing on that. We're also looking at business retention, but of course we're looking at business attraction. Within this budget and with our partnership with NOLA BA, we're taking a closer look at New Orleans East as well as the Algiers community. And so most of our focus in terms of economic development will be targeting New Orleans East and Algiers.
In your campaign for mayor, you said you would get rid of red light cameras. Now we see that you will be keeping some. How did you reach that decision?
Well, I reached the decision by exploring about 5 different options of how we could remove traffic cameras, as well as be in a position to balance the budget. And we see that we have been able to do just that. Removing 20 traffic cameras out of 31 is a big deal, and it's a tremendous step in the right direction to removing those traffic cameras across the board. But the cameras that we are keeping are those that we see are in areas where we have identified where we have the least compliance, meaning that they are in high traffic areas, but try high accident prone areas as well. We are keeping the traffic cameras in school zones. There are over 81 of them. But we are reducing the time, the operating time, to just the school zone hours, Previously, they would be on 24 hours. So we're eliminating a 24-hour component and minimizing it just within the school zone hours, which it's about public safety, and you shouldn't be speeding when our children are trying to cross the street. So we believe that this is the most prudent and efficient manner and way to reduce the burden on our people, which I believe these traffic cameras have been an added burden. So we're improving this by reducing the amount of cameras, but at the same time being able to maintain a prudent budget and one that is efficient, to do the job. It looks like we will have a deficit of 4 to 6 million by going to removing the 20 cameras out of the 31. Still yielding a $15.6 million revenue stream for the city. So I think that is a balanced approach that meets the needs of people, delivering a promise to them, while at the same time maintaining some level of safety, public safety.
Well, it seems like you've taken your time analyzing this proposed budget for 2019. You've really looked at everything that could possibly affect the city and bring it to a better place. So how confident are you that you will be able to work with the City Council to implement your proposed budget?
Well, I am confident in knowing that I have taken time to listen to the public, listen to the people throughout our city. And what I have heard from them is that they want the basic services, they want a better quality of life, and they want to know that their resources are put to work in areas that they feel are a priority for them. So in issues where public safety, infrastructure, both physical infrastructure as well as human infrastructure, has been a priority, cleaning up the city. So the Clean Up NOLA initiative is something that is definitely aligned with the public's priorities. In addition to that, in terms of affordable housing initiatives, early childhood education, we've listened, and we believe that we have produced a budget that is aligned with the wishes of the public. And so with that, I know that my city council also represents the public and therefore should represent the issues and the interests of our people that I've indicated that I'm listening to as I've presented the 2019 budget to the council.
So all the interests should align.
All the interests truly should align. We have been able to propose a 10% raise to all of our employees, over 2,700 classified employees, which includes the fire department. This has been a long time coming. It's been over a decade since our people have seen a raise, and they're so below market in terms of the wages that they're making, and this will not bring them to market, but it is a step in the right direction, investing in people that we depend on to do the work, meaning to run government.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Mayor Cantrell. Thank you for working very, very hard and taking a hard look at something that's so important, like the budget. We wish you luck, and we wish that everything goes in the right direction.
Thank you so much.
Bueno, y acabamos de salir ya de la entrevista con nuestra alcaldesa, LaToya Cantrell. Aquí estoy con Brenda. ¿Qué te pareció?
Me pareció muy bien la entrevista. Yo creo que es una persona muy segura de sí misma, muy inteligente. Y bueno, ella nos dijo que, por ejemplo, en lo que se trata del desarrollo económico, ella quiere aportar fondos para poder ayudar a estos pequeños negocios desarrollarse mejor y ayudar a las personas de la ciudad, porque son estos negocios son los que les dan trabajo a estas personas que quizás las compañías más grandes nunca buscan, ¿no? Entonces ella quiere poder ayudar a estos pequeños negocios y también ayudar a las personas de New Orleans.
Sí, en resumen también acerca de lo que hablábamos de las cámaras de luz roja. Bueno, ella dice que ella miró el problema, que no pudo quitar todas, pero que ha dejado solamente las que están en los lugares donde hay mayores problemas de tráfico y también los lugares que representan la seguridad de nuestros hijos, porque es en las zonas escolares. Así que ella piensa que eliminando 20 de esas cámaras y dejando, creo que son 11. Ella va a conseguir dos cosas. Una, a que la seguridad vial siga siendo una prioridad, pero también que el dinero pues siga estando presente para el presupuesto.
Y también habló sobre la seguridad de la ciudad. Ella va a tener bastantes proyectos, tiene bastantes proyectos para poder hacer que esta ciudad sea un poquito más segura. También hablando de darles aumentos en los salarios a, creo que me dijo 2.100 empleados de la ciudad, porque hay muchos de ellos que no han tenido un aumento en su salario por casi 10 años. Entonces hay que motivar a estos empleados. Entonces ella también ha buscado de alguna manera de poder hacer esto a través del presupuesto.
Subir el salario a todas las personas administrativas de la ciudad, a los bomberos, pues también, como decía Brenda, la seguridad ciudadana. Le habíamos preguntado si ella está o si tiene confianza de que este presupuesto va a ser aceptado por el Consejo, porque ahora tiene que el Consejo aprobarlo diciembre 1, o tienen hasta diciembre 1 para aprobarlo. Ella dice que sí, porque dice que la razón principal de este presupuesto ha sido que es pensado para el pueblo, para los ciudadanos de Nueva Orleans, y que ella piensa que el Consejo, como representa a los ciudadanos de Nueva Orleans, pues precisamente ellos deben estar con los mismos intereses que ella tenía cuando trabajó en el presupuesto y tuvo las ideas de poner los fondos aquí o allí.
Eso me gustó mucho, que ella se siente muy segura de sí misma en esto, porque ella dice que cree que ella, así como el Consejo, tienen que estar alineados, ¿no? Para poder llegar al bien de la ciudad y que este presupuesto pues funcione.
Así que bueno, espero que hayan escuchado la entrevista. Si no entendieron la entrevista en su totalidad, porque está en inglés, porque aquí les acabamos de dar un resumen de lo que ha dicho nuestra alcaldesa, LaToya Cantrell. Pienso que ha sido un paso en la dirección correcta. Nos han llamado para que nosotros pues hagamos esta entrevista y la traigamos al público hispano, para que el público hispano también pueda enterarse de cómo funcionan los presupuestos de la ciudad y el funcionamiento de toda la parte administrativa de nuestra ciudad, para que esta ciudad sea mejor aún.
Así es.
Si tienen cualquier pregunta o cualquier inquietud, pues pueden contactarnos a través de las redes sociales. Para ¿Qué pasa New Orleans? Esta ha sido la entrevista con nuestra alcaldesa LaToya Cantrell acerca del presupuesto para el año 2019.